Kwentong Bayani. Kwentong Bayani.
Magandang umaga po ng Sabado sa inyong lahat. Ngayon po ay February 26, 2022. Kwentong Bayani hatid po sa inyo ng DZXL, ng RMN at ng BCYL. Ako po ang iyong radyoman, Jenny Pahilanga, at syempre ating partner sa programang ito, sasabihin ko sana, radyoman din eh. Radyoman na rin. Partner, Jojo Armenta. Partner!
Magandang umaga, partner Jenny. Nako, good morning po sa ating lahat, sa mga nakikinig sa ating radyo ngayong umaga, pati sa live stream, no? Live tayo, partner Jenny. Sa Facebook ng RMN DZXL 558 Manila at sa BCYF din Facebook. And also sa YouTube din po ng RMN. Good morning sa inyo pong lahat.
Ayan, partner, last Saturday of February.
Yes! O, diba? Ang bilis ng panahon. March na. Summer na, nafe-feel mo na ba yung init? Pero nakaganito pa rin tayo.
Oo nga,
naka-coat and tayo, diba? Pero nung umiinit na yung panahon, I think this time talagang mararamdaman natin ng halong init at halong lamig minsan no?
Oo.
Mix of weather.
At dahil pinag-uusapan natin ang summer, mainit din ang ating umaga ngayon. Hindi natin pakatatagalin pa dahil napaka ganda ng ating pag-uusapan pa rin, partner. Still part of innovation, hindi ba?
Yes, at partner Jenny, last night ang BCYF Innovation Award. So, nahalal na. Na-award na yung yung Innovation Awardee. Na matagal na natin pinag-uusapan, no? Siguro one of the Saturdays that we're going to invite the awardee, no, para ma-share naman sa atin yung kanyang karanasan, journey in the BCYF Innovation Awards na ito. And tama ka, no, napakainit ng ating usapin pa rin about innovation ngayong umaga, and sobrang honored and blessed tayo to have our guest for this morning.
At syempre, please do the honor, partner. Excited na ako sa ating unang guest ngayon sa umagang ito. Go ahead.
Yes, ako din. So, our first guest po sa umagang ito ay isang best-selling author of patriotic books, no? A poet, lawyer, businessman, civil society leader, and an NGO leader as well. So, siya po yung sumulat ng 12 little things every Filipino can do to help our country. Kaya naman talaga naging partner rin siya ng BCYF family kasi ito din yung mga pinupush na core values ng BCYF. And pakilala na po natin ang ating unang panauhin, walang iba kundi si Attorney Alex Lacson. Good morning, Sir Alex.
Good morning, Attorney Alex.
Good morning, Jojo. Good morning, Jenny. And gusto ko ring batiin si RJ, Dr. RJ Nabit, who is here.
Sir, kamusta po kayo?
Okay naman po, magandang umaga sa lahat ng nakikinig sa atin. Okay naman, dapat nasa Iloilo ako kagabi, pero naiwanan kami ng eroplano. Kasi galing kami this past 3 days, galing kaming Iligan City, then sa pumuntang CDO, then pumuntang Bukidnon, Malaybalay, maraming bayan doon sa Malaybalay, tapos pumunta kaming Cebu. And kapon ng umaga, galing kaming Cebu, connecting flights dapat papuntang Iloilo. So Cebu, Manila, then Manila, Iloilo. Naiwanan kami ng aeroplano.
Napaka-busy ni Sir Alex, no?
Partner
Jenny.
Inadya talaga si Attorney Alex para sa atin dito.
Correct. And we're so happy na makakasama natin ngayong umaga si Sir Alex. So Sir Alex, no, simulan ko na, partner.
Go ahead.
We want to know, since RMN is partner with BCYF, so how did you get involved with BCYF?
Because of the founder, si Mr. Tony Yap, who is a good friend, and he's been promoting patriotism, good citizenship, responsible citizenship, and active involvement of citizens, in nation building. And it's because of my book, the book that I've written, yung the first book, 12 Little Things Every Filipino Can Do to Help Our Country. And so aligned yung advocacies namin. And so what we do, and that's how I got involved sa BCYF. So it's been many years. That I've been helping BCYF and si Tony Yap.
Yeah. So follow up ko lang, sir, no? How did you get involved with this advocacy, and how did it become your personal advocacy as well?
Kasi 22 years ago in the year 2000, actually 1999 pa, I almost left the country dahil wala, bagsak ang bansa noon because of the financial crisis. Maraming Filipinos nag-alisan ng Pilipinas at nagtrabaho sa ibang bansa. So ako rin, pag-isip-isip ko noon kasi may dalawa akong kapatid na nagtrabaho din sa ibang bansa. No? So, nung nihinatid ko yung kapatid ko tsaka yung pamilya niya sa airport, nung pabalik na ako, nasa EDSA ako, I was driving. Sabi ko, aalis din ba ako? Mag-migrate din ba ako? So, it took me almost 1 year to think about that. Nag-decide ako by the end of that year to stay in the country. But I asked myself, paano ko makatulong sa bansa? Para sigurado na uunlad naman yung bansa. No? So, yun yung napag-isipan ko, sabi, how can I help the country? And after thinking about it, yung pagninilay, I've realized na I have always been a writer. So, sabi ko, I will contribute my small talent of writing to help the country by promoting patriotism and at yung first book, yung first product na yan, ng ano na yon, yung 12 Little Things. And to my pleasant surprise, pasensya na, it became a bestseller.
Oh,
So,
galing.
yeah. So that's how I got involved there. I really wanted to help because instead of leaving the country, I decided to stay in the country and I wanted to see the country really improve and develop.
Okay, that's good.
And of course, I believe in the idea that every Filipino is part of the answer. Bawat isa sa atin. Wherever you are in our archipelago or in the world, you are part of the hope of our country. May magagawa ka kahit na maliit na bagay. So yun, that's why yung 12 little things every Filipino can do, these are actually small acts of love for our country that every Filipino can do. No? So kahit na mahirap ka, pwede mong gawin. Kahit na bata ka, pwede mong gawin. Kahit na matanda ka, pwede mong gawin.
Ayun.
Right.
Okay. Since Attorney Alex, pinag-uusapan natin din, partner, mga kasama po ang innovation this month of February nga. Yun po ang ating pinag-uusapan sa mga guest din natin. Ano po sa palagay ninyo, Attorney Alex, po ang social impact ng pinag-uusapan nating innovation?
Innovation is it's like an engineer to progress. It's like actually the mother to progress. Apart from the need, no? Kasi yung pangangailangan daw, ito yung nanay ng progreso, no? The need is the need for is the mother of progress. So innovation, ito yung nagsusulong ng progreso, no? Kung walang innovation, we stay put on the same level parate, no? So but at the same time, itong innovation, it creates changes, progress, development, prosperity in our society. And at the same time, it creates a lot of jobs, itong innovation. No? So this is the one that really moves us forward, innovation. So ito yung social impact niya. So actually makikita mo lang ito, example, no? Dati, di ba, yung Nokia na phone, Nokia na phone, na hindi pa siya smartphone, dati usong-uso yun, 1990s, uso-uso yun, 2000, uso-uso yung Nokia. I think mga 2005, yun pa yung usong-uso talagang Nokia, no? Hanggang early part, I think, of mga 2008. Nokia parati, hindi pa smartphones, no? Pero nung pumasok itong smartphones, namatay yung Nokia. And even the president and CEO of Nokia said they did not do anything that was wrong. They just continued doing what they were doing and yet nalampasan sila. No? So because yung ibang companies, ibang grupo nag-innovate, they introduced changes doon sa technology. So yun. So innovation means improvement. But of course, not all innovation results in improvement and progress and development. Innovation can also lead to destructive technology in the world. It can also lead to more problems. Yeah. But in general, it is really the engineer for growth and development. Moves us forward.
Yeah. Right. So, sir, since I know marami na kayong experience then working with the government and also, government and also different organizations, what are the things na na-observe nyo na pwedeng gawin ng mga government agencies or services that they can do to innovate para mas maging accessible yung services sa mga tao?
Oo. Of course, right now, it's really the automation of so many frontline services. Very, very important yan. Key talaga yan. Automation of frontline services of every agency in the government. If you can lessen the human interaction, para mas ma-lessen mo yung, kasi itong human interaction, usually ito yung nagiging daanan ng corruption eh. No? Pero kung automated siya, kung digitalized na yung frontline services, wala siyang human interaction. So lahat posted na. Oh, itong servisyo na ganito, it would take you say 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Itong servisyo na ito, you will get it from this, no? And itong servisyo na ito yung fee na payable. Diba? This is the cost of this service. And so wala siyang human interaction. So nare-reduce mo talaga yung opportunity and possibility for corruption. So and that's really one thing. In fact, right now, I'm involved to a certain extent, no, in an advisory capacity doon sa digitalization of the Bureau of Customs. I sit in the panel that helps the digitalization of the Bureau of Customs today under the leadership of Customs Chief Ray Guerrero. So we had in fact a meeting, I think that was 2 weeks ago, and they presented to us their accomplishments. No? So they are 80% on target in the digitalization process of the frontline services of Bureau of Customs. No? At pag nangyari ito, pag na-fully digitalized yung frontline services ng Bureau of Customs, we would tremendously reduce the corruption in the Bureau of Customs. No? In fact, we're looking at na baka 70% to 80% of the corruption in the frontline areas of Bureau of Customs would go away. No? So, and that's a tremendous thing to achieve na ma-lessen natin yung graft and corruption doon. But it's still so much work to do. But that's really an important key. Important key. Itong yung full digitalization ng Bureau of Customs would result in tremendous reduction of graft and corruption in the country.
Okay. That's good.
So, but that's just one, ano? That's just one. But of course, the government needs to continuously find a way. Every agency. I've been involved in a number of government agencies in the installation and running their governance development programs. So I've been involved, for instance, sa Civil Service Commission. I've been involved sa Philippine Heart Center. I've been involved a number of agencies, and so we help install, implement, and run governance and development programs dun sa bawat agency na yon, and help them achieve their development goals, 3 years, 5 years, 7-year development goals, and we come up with specific projects and programs kung paano ma-achieve yun. For instance, one story that I can share with you is yung story ng Philippine Heart Center. No, na kasi many years ago, no, 10 years ago, itong Philippine Heart Center, ito yung pinaka-sentro ng mga nag-oopera ng mga may sakit sa puso, no? So, but there was a time na pag taga-probinsya ka at may sakit ka sa puso at yung public hospital doon sa probinsya ninyo walang capability to operate on your heart ailment. So, anong gagawin mo, no? Anong gagawin mo? Lilipad ka pa ng Manila, pipila ka doon sa Philippine Heart Center. At kung minsan yung pila, weeks and weeks bago ka maoperahan.
Correct.
No? Kasi walang capability. Yung mga hospitals, yung public hospitals doon sa probinsya mo. So, Philippine Heart Center wanted to bring its capability, expertise doon sa bawat probinsya, sa bawat region. So, nung pumasok sila sa ISA, sa doon sa grupo, no, and they wanted to, yun yung vision nila, they wanted to bring their capability to the provinces so that yung mga mahirap, indigent patients sa probinsya they need that travel all the way to Metro Manila, tumila doon sa Philippine Heart Center para maoperahan sila sa sakit nila sa puso. So doon na mismo sa probinsya. So yun, yung ISA created a program, a strategy on how to do that. And Philippine Heart Center was able to do it. Philippine Heart Center was able to bring its expertise and capability to the provinces. It was able to empower itong mga public hospitals doon, leading hospitals, so that yung mga indigent patients doon na may sakit sa puso, hindi na kailangan pumunta pa ng Metro Manila at pipila sa Philippine Heart Center. Doon mismo sa probinsya nila pwede na silang operahan.
Ay, mas maganda.
So,
diba?
yeah. So, but these are just some, we need to keep on looking for ways on how we can improve our services.
Right.
So a mindset is very important. We need to have a mindset of curiosity. Where can we improve? Which areas of our services we can improve on, diba? And how can we bring about those improvements? Improvements. So yun. And feedback is important. We need to keep on getting feedback from the public, from the stakeholders, from the customers. No? Ano yung comments nila, ano yung gusto nila, ano yung criticism nila, and we improve on this based on the comments of the public.
Okay.
And
Opo.
Yeah.
Go ahead po.
yeah,
Sige po. Siguro, tanong ko na lang din po, no, pinag-uusapan natin, nabanggit niyo po kanina, yung Bureau of Customs is also part of, sabi nga, organization din, partner, mga kasama. Sa inyo
Yes.
pong, bibigay sa aming payo, no, Attorney Alex po, paano po, halimbawa, ang isang organisasyon, i-adapt po itong pinag-uusapan nating innovation para maisaayos po nila, ma-improve nila, gumanda pa yung kanila pong papa-implementa sa katuparan ng programa.
Alam mo, ang pinaka-suggestion talaga namin dyan, I'm coming from the private sector helping the government sector. No? So I served before as a president and CEO of this organization, Public Governance Institute, itong ISA, na tumutulong sa mga LGUs at mga NGAs, no, national government agencies, in helping them achieve their development goals, transformation programs. No, so specifically we help them strategize, come up with projects and programs, paano nila ma-achieve yung mga vision nila, development goals nila, transformation programs. And one of the very first things that we suggest is really develop an advisory council. So, halimbawa kung kasi including how to stop corruption, we have very specific suggestions on how to do that, no? Bawat agency. So, and one of the things that we suggest is always come up with an advisory council, multi-advisory council, especially identify mo yung, halimbawa, the most corrupt agencies in the government. Kung Bureau of Customs, BIR, Bureau of Immigration, DPWH, di ba? So mag-create tayo sana doon ng isang advisory council that would help transform that body. At itong advisory council, the members should be composed of experts coming from different fields in that industry. So you must try to invite experts coming from the professional sector, from the academe, from the practitioners, from the media, no, and from the NGO civil society. But may expertise doon sa area na yan, no. So and that's what we did in practically all those LGUs and NGAs that we helped. No? Nag-create ng advisory councils composed of experts coming from different fields with expertise in that industry. Itong advisory council, ito yung magiging partner mo in transforming that body. Kasi because of their expertise, they can contribute kung paano i-reform yung agency na yan. No? And they will bring in ideas, their expertise, their experience from different fields to that advisory council. Ito yung maging partner mo for transformation. And the second thing that we do always is conduct an audit-wide, an agency-wide or institution-wide audit para malaman mo talaga kung saan ba yung mga loopholes, saan ba yung mga weak areas, saan ba yung mga problematic sections or areas of that agency. And pag na-identify mo na siya, yung mga problematic areas, mga weak points, no? And with the help of the advisory council, now you can put in place kung ano yung reforms na kailangan and slowly implement the reforms, no? And usually the next one is the appointment of good and competent and honest people. Dapat hindi lang doon sa taas, hindi lang yung head. You must be able to bring it down to the second level, no, to the third level. So appoint also honest, competent, and morally qualified people, not only doon sa head ng agency but doon sa second level din, and doon sa third level. And that's how you cascade yung integrity transformation doon sa agency.
Right. So sir, kasi we were talking about innovation since the first Saturday of the month. And lagi namin itong tinatanong kasi we want to get the insight and opinion of different people from different sectors.
Yeah.
So ano po yung maa-advise nyo dun sa mga taong gustong mag-innovate but they don't know how, who to talk to, or how to start?
Okay. Begin with your mindset, how you think. Number one, develop a mindset of curiosity. You must always be curious. How do I get better? Which areas can I improve on? So develop that mindset of curiosity. No? Number two, you may also want to do this. No, of course, develop the mindset of how do I get ahead and stay ahead in the game. Ibig sabihin, how do I develop the best? If you are in a public service, for instance, how can I deliver and perform the best government service? Diba? So if you want to be recognized, your agency to be recognized as the best agency in the government, how do you do that? How do you do that? So it begins with a mindset. You must first aim that you want to be the best agency in the government. So and third is always invite feedback, criticisms, comments, because you would know the problems from the comments and the feedbacks. And fourth, you must award new ideas always. So if there are new ideas, instead of shooting them down, you must award and encourage new ideas, no, from your people. And siguro fifth, itong is yung this is actually the Kaizen principle. This is a Japanese management principle, yung Kaizen principle. That this is an old but very successful na Japanese management principle, no? Yung Kaizen principle, that if every aspect, every department of an organization is improved, even by just 5% or 10% every year. If every department, every section of any organization or company is improved by 5% or 10%, the whole company, the whole organization improves by 5% or 10% every year. So yun yung Kaizen principle, yung continuous growth and development by improving every year. Kahit na 1% yan, kahit na 2% yan, kahit na 3% yan, but basta mag-improve ka every year. So it's a Kaizen principle, na management principle. And this has been the foundation of the parang management growth na sa Japan. That's their bedrock principle for growth and development in the organization.
Okay, very well said, Attorney Alex. But partner,
very encouraging.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras at pagkakataon. May gusto ho ba kayong mensahe sa ating mga nakikinig po at nanonood sa Kwentong Bayani sa DZXL, sa RMN? Go ahead po, Attorney Alex Lacson.
Thank you. Maraming salamat sa invitation and for this opportunity. There is always a way forward, and there is always a better way to do things. So if you can develop that mindset that there is always a better way to do things, I think we will always find that better way.
Wow.
There is always a better way to do things. So thank you very much for everyone.
Thank you, Sir Alex. Thank you so much for your time.
Yes. Salamat.
Po.
Good morning.
Dr. RJ, thank you. Ikaw na yung sunod. Mauna na
Thank you,
ako.
sir.
Oh,
Thank you,
Ma'am
Attorney
Jenny,
Alex.
thank you.
po. Okay,
Thank you po,
gagawin
Sir
Salamat po.
Alex.
Thank you po.
At yan, partner, ating narinig ang una nating guest. Napakadami kong natutunan doon, di ba? At least yung kaizen nga na nag-grow ka, 1%, 2%, basta ikaw ay lumalago, hindi ba, partner?
Yes, at naku, nakaka-encourage yung sinabi niya ni Sir Alex, no, that there are, it's a work in progress, no, yourself is a work in progress and your work is a work in progress as well. So, there's a room for improvement every
Correct.
time, no? Kaya huwag kayong susuko sa mga gustong mag-innovate.
Laban.
Sabi nga ni Sir Alex, no, start with the mind of curiosity and i-award yung, i-recognize yung mga ideas na yan.
Tama. At isa pa lang yan, umpisa pa lang yan. Partner, dahil sa ating pagbabalik, meron pa tayong isang guest. Abang po kayo. At ilang paalaala muna, babalik po agad ng programang
Kwentong Bayani.
Bayani. Balik po tayo. Oras natin, 35 minuto na po makalipas sa ikasampu ng umaga. Kwentong Bayani po ngayong February 26, 2022. Radyo Jenny at si partner Jojo. Partner, balik tayo para sa ating ikalawang guest.
Good morning once again po sa ating mga nakikinig at nanonood. So pakilala ko na ang ating second guest, partner Jenny, no?
Go ahead.
Ang ating second guest is a Filipino activist, nurse, medical doctor, and mental health advocate. Actually, CSR Youth Awardee finalist, CSR Youth Awards finalist din siya ng 2018. So hindi na siya bago sa amin sa BCYF though. He's also the founder and national chairperson of the Youth for Mental Health Coalition Incorporated and the national chairperson of Akbayan Youth. So ang ating pong second guest for this morning, walang iba kundi si RJ Nagit. Good morning, RJ!
Good morning!
Hello po, magandang umaga sa lahat. Hi Jojo, hi Jenny.
Hi.
At lahat po ng nakikinig sa Kwentong Bayani dito sa DZXL.
Sobrang busy rin itong taong to, partner Jenny, no? And we are so thankful and grateful that you can come and join us this morning, RJ. Kamusta ka naman?
Okay naman, halos magkasabay kami ni Attorney Lacson dun sa ikot sa Mindanao. So medyo konti pa lang yung tulog, pero syempre tuloy-tuloy lang
Hindi
tayo.
hindi halata.
Hindi naman halata. Ano kami nasasabihin ni partner, hindi halata,
Gwapo
RJ.
pa rin, partner. Gwapo pa rin.
Correct.
Umpisahan ko na, partner. So,
Sure.
RJ, eto na nga. Ano pong inyong advokasya dito po sa inyong samahan ngayon? Tsaka, ano ho ang inyong, paano ho kayo naging bahagi nito pong BCYF?
Actually yung advocacy ko talaga nung nagsisimula pa lang ako is about mental health, no? And nagsimula siya because of a personal concern na nangyari sa amin when I was in high school. Nung naka-receive ako ng suicide note from someone very close to me, no? Syempre pag high school ka pa lang, wala ka pang masyadong information about how to deal with someone with suicidal ideations, or hindi mo pa alam yung mga medical interventions back then kasi high school pa nga lang. So doon ko na-realize na baka kailangan natin maging accessible yung mental health education as well as services to everyone, no? Kasi hindi naman natin mapapredict kung kailan mangyayari yung mga ganitong mga concerns.
Tama.
Kaya nga, nung nagkaroon ng opportunity to lobby for the mental health law, na 20 years siya in the making, sumama talaga ako dun sa campaign for the passage. And nag-form kami ng youth organization called the Youth for Mental Health Coalition. So ngayon, from a lobby group ngayon, isa na siyang non-government organization that works with government para doon sa implementation ng mental health law. So doon ako nagsimula as a mental health advocate, and then doon ko na rin nakausap si Sir Tony ng BCYF, and then I also became a finalist dun sa CSR Youth Awards. Tapos pagkatapos nun, nagkaroon rin ng opportunities na magkaroon ng activities to raise awareness on mental health.
Wow,
Yes.
that's good.
Diba? Follow-up ko lang, RJ, doon sa na-mention mo. No? Kasi mental health is not, parang kumbaga sa Pilipinas, hindi pa siya super laganap, no? Yung awareness about mental health. And now, na nag-pandemic, sobrang daming cases ng suicide. And marami nga nade-depress, maraming anxious. So, paano mo hinarap yung challenge na you're one of the starters who advocate this, like na sobrang ilalobby siya sa government, and people will talk about it.
Actually, yung first na ginawa talaga namin is to review the budget ng Department of Health, no? Kasi syempre kung mag-isip ka ng isang programa, especially for mental health, kailangan may adequate funds no para diyan.
Right.
So yun sa mga ginawa namin, no, nag-convene kami ng mga youth organizations, ng mga patient advocacy groups. Tapos tinanong namin sila, no, ano ba yung agenda na gusto nating itulak, no? Ano ba yung mga budget items na baka dito kailangan i-prioritize, no? At maliban sa suicide, actually tumataas rin yung mga nagkakaroon ng symptoms ng anxiety and depression. So kumbaga hindi lang dapat yung mga diagnosable mental health problems yung tinutugunan natin, but also those who are experiencing early distress, no? Kasi I think yun yung mas malaking problem natin ngayon eh. Wala tayong mga adequate supports in our community na sasalo doon sa mga near distress pero hindi pa naman sila diagnosed with a mental health problem. Pero syempre matagal na yung problem natin doon sa challenges din sa access to care. Yung pangalawa rin na ginawa namin, nag-try kami mag-innovate, no, ng iba't ibang mga programs, no. So nag-try kami mag-distribute ng medications, no, kasi yung government, yung DOH, meron naman siyang tinatawag na medication access program for mental health. Although yung utilization nito napakababa, no, hindi lahat ng mga LGUs natin nagre-request ng libreng psychiatric medications or psychotropic medications. So yung ginawa namin, dahil nga malapit na mag-expire yung mga medications, we tried na tulungan, no, yung government dun sa pag-distribute ito. So we collected yung mga reseta ng mga patients, yung mga naghahanap ng gamot pero hindi nila ma-afford yung medication or walang supply din sa area nila kasi isa yan sa mga nagiging challenges. So tinry naming mag-deliver dun sa doorstep ng mga patient with lived experience of mental problems para mas padali yung kanilang pagbili ng mga medications. We also tried to augment, no, yung mga existing services by creating yung mga support groups for young people, no? So since yung organization namin very youth focused siya, so nag-try kami mag-focus sa mga students, no, at saka sa mga out of school youth, yung mga community-based youth natin, as well as yung mga LGBT, no, na nakasama natin kasi sila rin yung naka-experience ng isolation, no, and sometimes even violence kasi in some situations dahil nga yung mga kabataan ngayon nasa bahay nila, hindi lahat ng kabataan ay safe space yung kanilang mga bahay, di ba? So isa yun sa mga tinry namin tugunan. Magkaroon lang ba ng space where people can discuss their concerns kahit na online lang siya. I think it really helped yung mga early parts ng pandemic nung nagkakaroon talaga ng big challenges when it comes to mental health.
Talagang talaga partner, Sir RJ, talagang mataas ba yung kaso, yung inyong tinutulungan pagdating dyan sa, sabi nga nakaranas sa mga anxiety and depression during the pandemic?
Wala kasi tayong concrete na data because in the Philippines, no, hindi ganun ka-regularly na nako-collect yung data about mental health. So wala tayong comparison, kumbaga, kasi wala tayong baseline. Pero based from narratives at yung mga requests na nakuha namin, kasi kahit sa Facebook page namin, ang daming mga naghahanap ng support, bigla na lang may mag-PM sa'yo sa Facebook na they're experiencing suicidal ideations or meron silang parang na-discriminate sila ng family member nila. So ilan lang yun sa mga concerns na nakukuha namin at a day-to-day basis. So ramdam na ramdam, hindi lang siguro ng organization namin, but all of the mental health advocates na marami talagang nangangailangan ng psychosocial support right now. And yung advocacy naman namin talaga is to strengthen community-based supports. No? Kaya patuloy rin talaga yung pakikipagtrabaho namin in not only with schools, no, but also sa mga workplaces, no? Kasi ngayon yung mga companies mas nagiging proactive na sila in terms of managing yung mental health concerns ng mga employees kasi nga meron talaga siyang direct na effect, no, in terms of the productivity ng kanilang mga empleyado. So tingin ko mas nagiging conscious na rin, no, yung mga tao about the need to address their mental health concerns. So it's a topic, no, that we need to address.
Yeah. So, kasi since we're talking about innovations and nabanggit mo na nga kanina, how do you guys innovate, no? So, yung question ko is parang how do you guys implement innovation in your organization? And ano yung tingin mo na social impact ng innovation?
Tingin ko kasi when we talk about innovation, hindi siya pwedeng ma-confine lang to automation. It's not always the case. Sometimes innovation comes in the form of social and institutional rearrangements, no? Yung paano tayo nag-interact with each other, how do we interact with government. So tingin ko yung isa sa mga impact, no, ng mga innovations that we've made is that nagkakaroon tayo ng isang system that is more accepting towards people with mental health concerns. Mas naiintindihan natin na posibleng mabigat talaga yung pinagdaraanan nila. And in a way, no, nababawasan natin yung stigma because sometimes yung stigma talaga yung nagiging barrier in terms of how people access services, in terms of how people are actually treated. No? So isa yun sa mga hina-highlight namin yung social and institutional relations na nabago rin because of the innovations that we have introduced. So tingin ko nandito na tayo sa point na mas nabibigyan na natin kahit pa paano ng mga handles yung mga kasama natin in our communities in terms of how to work with people with mental problems, paano ba natin pinapackage yung mga stories and narratives nila, no? Kasi for the longest time lagi natin nasasabi na yung mga taong may mental problems, unproductive sila, mahirap sila katrabaho, di ba? Yun yung mga common misconceptions. So yun yung binabago natin. So yung mga dating stigmatized na mga topics, yung mga taboo topics, yung mga sectors that are usually unseen, mas nabibigyan na sila ng tugon right now.
Right.
Okay, ayan. Ano po, Sir RJ, no? Paano nyo po nakikita, halimbawa yung isang organization na isasama po nila itong innovation, magiging bahagi ng kanilang organization o samahan na para po gumanda pa, magkaroon ng improvement or development po yung pagpapa-implementa ng kanilang mga ginagawang programa?
Tingin ko it really starts doon sa pagkakaroon ng firm grasp doon sa situation where you're in. Kasi minsan yung innovation, nangyayari siya because we need to address a felt need, di ba? Or a specific problems na na-encounter natin at a day-to-day basis. So tingin ko kailangan malalim yung pag-intindi natin doon. And we also need to understand kung ano yung mga mobilizable resources natin. Kasi yun nga, minsan we can think of very complex, very elegant solutions to our problems. Pero kung wala naman tayong resources to implement it or hindi siya acceptable to the community na katrabaho natin, wala din siya. No? So isa yun sa mga naisip ko right now. And second is, yun nga, baka kailangan rin natin maging quick, no, in terms of assessing yung situation and paano ba natin i-iterate, no, yung mga yung mga naging proposals natin. Kasi hindi naman, sabi nga ni Attorney Lacson kanina, hindi naman lahat ng innovations would actually be beneficial. Hindi naman lahat maging successful. Pero tingin ko, from every failure ng mga prototypes natin, we can actually iterate from them. And of course, doon papasok yung pagiging learning organization ng isang samahan. So as long as na nagkakaroon ng point where we reflect on what works and what doesn't work and what we can improve on, tingin ko doon papasok talaga yung innovation. And yung siguro last point that I'd like to raise sa mga organization is that innovation, no, like change can be painful for organizations. So tingin ko importante na we don't go ahead of the innovation kasi minsan nauna yung innovation, naiiwan yung mga tao dun sa organization. So it's important that we continue communicating the change and ensure that people are on board with the change kasi nga minsan dun nagkakaroon talaga ng disruption in the organization. So later on, no, nagkakaroon rin ng problems pag hindi natin address yon. So very very conscious rin ako doon sa people side of things, no, when we talk about innovation kasi sila rin naman talaga yung directly na-impact.
Right. So RJ, di ba you're working with a non-profit organization and working at the government as well, no? How do you think the government and the organization should work hand in hand to really implement good projects for the advocacy of mental health?
Tingin ko it starts by being open to participation of civil society. Kasi yung nagiging challenge minsan, especially if we work with people in the bureaucracy or those who are considered as technical experts, sometimes medyo nagiging second rate yung inputs coming from CSOs, no? Of course, baka hindi at par yung kanilang suggestions, hindi packaged well, no, yung kanilang mga suggestions. But I think if we're going to really think about ano ba yung mga innovations that would work for the people, I think it's the community, no? Yung mga people with lived experience talaga yung makakatukoy kung ano yung mga solutions na meron sa kanila, no? I think merong agency yung mga communities to analyze, to think about solutions. Hindi lang siguro nagkakaroon ng opportunity for them to be linked with technical experts, no, yung mga inputs nila as well as technological advancements na available naman pero hindi pala na ma-maximize rin. And tingin ko parang doon rin papasok yung pagiging clear with the outcomes that we want, no? Kasi yun nga, at the end of the day, kailangan talaga natin tugunan yung mga concerns ng taong bayan. So yun, tingin ko yung ganoong klaseng working relationship with the government really matters. At kailangan natin pagbanggain talaga yung technical experts experience as well as yung experience ng mga directly affected populations.
Sir RJ, ano na lang ito ang may papayo mo sa ating mga nakikinig at nanonood ngayon? Halimbawa, gusto nilang mag-innovate. Paano sila mag-uumpisa? Saan? Kailan? Anong iyong maipapayo?
As I mentioned earlier, yung mga innovations that we need to think about, it doesn't always have to be the most elegant. And it doesn't always have to include automation. So baka yun nga, kailangan natin tignan kung ano ba yung mga processes na kailangan nating baguhin para mas maging open yung participation ng ilan at mas makukuha pa tayo ng mas magandang suggestions. And second is that we might need to also map out ano yung mga iba't ibang stakeholders natin. Kasi in an organization, kahit na isang organization yan, merong mga iba't ibang pananaw yung mga tao dyan or yung mga units involved in a specific organization. So I think there has to be space where we can lay down kung ano yung mga concerns nila, ano yung mga negotiables and non-negotiables nila. And yun nga, magkaroon tayo ng tinatawag naming psychological safe space. Kasi nga, very parang inevitable sa atin na may mga innovations that will fail. So baka kailangan natin maging open to failures as long as hindi naman nadadamay yung buong company. And syempre mag-provide tayo ng space where people can change mindsets, kasi minsan pag sobrang nandun tayo sa isang culture that is psychologically unsafe, minsan nagpoprotektahan yung mga tao or parang dinidefend nila yung mga solutions na sa tingin nilang tama pero hindi naman siya nakabatay doon sa situation or hindi talaga siya effective at all, di ba? So yun yung isa sa mga natin, siguro kailangan pag-isipan. Paano ba natin i-nurture yung psychological safe space? And siguro lastly is that we have to really know the rules of the game before we innovate. Kasi based from my experience, maraming mga organizations that are trying to do mental health education, etc. Pero minsan yung nagiging problema doon, if the basic principles of communicating mental health or educating people about mental health are not observed, minsan ito yung nakakadagdag pa ng harm dun sa community. For example, magkakaroon tayo ng mental health forum, tapos mag-invite tayo ng resource person na naka-survive ng suicide. And then yung manner of presenting ng person ay pinakita yung ginamit niyang mga items or pinakita yung specific location. Later on, it would actually cause more harm to the community. So that's the last thing that we want. So important talaga that we know the rules of the game before we actually innovate.
Okay.
Right. So, ayan, RJ, we're giving you the floor to say few words sa ating mga nakikinig. At syempre, to really become part of this movement in making mental health awareness their advocacy.
Una sa lahat, maraming salamat sa kay Jojo, kay Jenny at saka sa DZXL for providing this space where we can talk about yung mental health. Pero yung isang inisip ko rin talaga is kailangan natin maging open to failure. Kasi wala namang mabuting mangyayari kung hindi natin i-accept yung mga shortcomings natin and failures natin. So, sabi nga nila, kailangan lang talaga natin mag-bounce back. And I think that applies not only sa personal level but also sa mga organizations that are trying to innovate, especially in these very dynamic times.
Okay. And with that,
thank you so much, RJ.
Salamat.
Okay, maraming salamat. At yan, partner, ating pangalawang guest, napakagaling talaga. Marami tayong natutunan, Sir RJ. Ano siya? Nagit, Ayan.
Yes, Nagit. Oo.
Okay.
So, napaka-busy ng dalawang taong yan, pero pinili nilang maging parte ng ating programa ngayong umaga, partner Jay.
Ang dami. Sabi, open to failure, sabi nga ni Sir RJ. Kasi nga naman tayo, minsan takot tayong magkamali di ba?
And kasi tama yung sinabi niya na it's really hard. Actually, I felt the passion there ni RJ when he said na nagiging parang stigma nga yung pagka pinag-usapan yung mental health,
Oo nga.
hindi masyadong nabibigyan ng importansya sa panahon natin and sa society natin. Kasi, I don't know, other people don't think it's a valid emotion, kumbaga. So that's why na hindi nabibigyan ng importance yung mental health. So it's a good thing na meron tayong mga katulad ni RJ, katulad ni Sir Alex, who's really promoting goodness, pushing for people to educate and inform people about their advocacy.
At napakaganda na ating naging usapan sa umagang ito. Partner, meron ka bang gustong ibahagi sa ating mga tagapakinig bago tayo magpaalam? Go ahead.
Oo, no. So, well, actually, we just want to thank everyone who participated, who became part of the Philippine Innovation Month, no, this February.
Congrats.
Napakabilis ng panahon.
Oo,
1 month na agad yon, and expect more inspiring events and inspiring stories from different people sa BCYF and dito sa Kwentong Bayani na aming programa ni partner Jenny. No, every week every week na-challenge kami to invite more inspiring people, no, parang pabigat yung mga guests natin, no, partner Jenny. But anyway, thank you so much, especially dun sa mga tumulong dun sa success ng Philippine Innovation Month programs and events this month. So thank you so much po.
At congrats sa inyo sa BCYF.
Thank you.
Tagumpay ng inyong awards night last Friday.
Yesterday, last night. Last night.
At malaman, makita natin yung mga makakwentuhan natin partner dito sa Kwentong Bayani.
At sana po hindi matapos dito sa Innovation Month yung mga ideas, no, ng mga taong gustong mag-innovate, no, na nasabihan na nga tayo ng advice ng mga guests natin from the very first Saturday of this month na how we can innovate, how we can practice yung being a critical thinker of making our ideas possible. So continue to shine, continue to innovate.
Yes, that's true. And with that, partner, ubangan nila, subaybayan pa rin ang BCYF official Facebook page. Go ahead.
Yes, so ini-invite po namin kayo muli. I-like po natin ang ating Facebook page, official Facebook page ng BCYF, Benita and Catalina Foundation, or BCY Foundation sa Facebook. Also, we have YouTube channel. You can subscribe and watch the videos, past events ng BCYF. And of course, sa RMN, no, salamat pa din sa continuously supporting our advocacy and the events that we have. So patuloy po tayong mag-subscribe, mag-follow, para po malaman niyo po yung mga details sa mga susunod na events namin.
Yes, at abang pa rin tayo for this month of March. With that, partner, tayo magpapaalam na. Maraming salamat.
Yes, thank you so much po once again sa mga sumusuport at patuloy na nakikinig at nanonood dito po sa aming programa. Every Saturday po yan. At huwag niyo pong kalimutan na ilagay niyo na po yun sa calendar niyo, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Yun po ang aming programa ni Partner Jenny. Ako po si Jojo from BCYF.
At wala naman po sa RMNDZ XL 558 Manila. Maraming salamat po until next Saturday. Ako naman po si Radyo Jenny. Partners, thank you. Dito lamang sa programang
Kwentong Bayani.